Hello everyone. We continue to follow the truly insane case of the fallen rap magnate and influential Hollywood figure, Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, who holds sway over a good portion of Hollywood. Today, we have another installment of more than interesting updates about how, for example, in the United States, certain private detectives have been unleashed on bloggers who are covering Diddy's case. These detectives are searching for influencers who highlight Diddy's story and are ambiguously threatening them, making it clear that they shouldn't discuss the connections between celebrities and this individual. Recently, during a search at Diddy's residence, approximately 20 pages of his notes were seized from his cell. These notes could shed light on many of Combs' actions and his relationships with other celebrities. However, you might laugh, but the judge has already ordered all this evidence to be dismissed. And this is no joke. Diddy himself is once again striving for freedom, proposing to replace his prison sentence with a private island, claiming that it would be even stricter for him than the Brooklyn detention center. Furthermore, the attorney for the victims, Tony Basby, responded to a lawsuit against him, where lawyers accused him of extorting and blackmailing Combs' star friends. Tony Basby stated that this is a coordinated action by Combs' influential friends and allies to avoid just punishment. In fact, any publicity regarding this case, by the way, will begin on May 16th. This means that celebrities connected to Combs have started their attack. Additionally, Diddy's case is beginning to accumulate other, equally interesting legal matters, making the situation increasingly complicated. Let's delve into all of this right now. Let's start with Tony Basby, the attorney for the victims and the main accuser of Diddy, unless we count the federal prosecutors who themselves were recently accused by an as-yet anonymous celebrity who admitted that they were friends with Diddy and attended various events together. However, the star plaintiff denies any accusations against him and claims that Mr. Basby and his law firm are blackmailing him, demanding huge sums of money. Otherwise, they will file a mountain of unfounded and fabricated lawsuits. Earlier this week, Tony Basby gave an interview to journalists regarding the lawsuit filed against him, stating that this lawsuit is not serious and is orchestrated by Diddy's powerful friends and associates. I should note that the actual statement, which has already leaked online, says that a certain John Doe is the code name for the unnamed star plaintiff who became a victim of fraud by the defendant Anthony Basby and his firm Basby & Lowe, who shamelessly attempt to extort exorbitant amounts from him or publicly file completely false and horrifying accusations against him. The lawsuit alleges that the defendants threatened to file entirely fabricated and malicious charges of sexual violence, including against minors, if he refused to meet their demands. These baseless accusations are merely tools in a calculated conspiracy aimed at destroying the plaintiff's stellar reputation for profit, despite the complete lack of factual grounds for such claims. The lawsuit also states that this is allegedly not the first similar case involving Tony Basby's firm, referencing a similar situation a couple of years ago during the prosecution of football player Sean Watson for sexual harassment allegations. In the end, the renowned athlete did not go to court, but instead settled about 24 cases filed by Basby and his clients outside the judicial system. Now, similar lawsuits are being presented against Basby and his team as systematic blackmail and extortion by celebrities, to which Basby himself responded as follows. Here's what I know. I have already been sued twice, and this is being coordinated by a certain law firm from New York, representing a celebrity to whom I sent a demand letter. Today, several of my former employees informed me that a New York investigative firm contacted them, trying to persuade them to disclose information or incite lawsuits against me and my firm. These coordinated lawsuits against me are not serious and are an attempt to intimidate me and my clients. I intend to expose the law firm and its client who is behind these efforts. I will not allow my clients to be silenced through intimidation tactics. Basby also stated that these are coordinated efforts by influential people and Diddy's friends to completely destroy the case and come out unscathed. While accusations against Tony himself claim that he and his law firm have created a new underground industry, profiting from people who have made accusations against innocent celebrities, politicians, and businessmen, using an army of masked accusers. This refers to the ever-increasing number of anonymous lawsuits against Diddy and his powerful supporters, now numbering over 120, all managed by Bosby and his firm. In short, the hearing for this case is scheduled for May 16, 2025, and it will be very interesting to see what actually unfolds and where the truth lies. Whose side are we really on? Moving on to the next equally interesting news. Somehow, the key pieces of evidence against Diddy and his star friends might no longer be considered in the case. The essence is that recently at Kamsa's cell, searches were conducted during which very important records were seized. Federal prosecutors stated that this material serves as evidence. However, these records were personally made by Kamsa for his lawyers and were provided to them during meetings, as well as verbally over the phone. These invaluable documents, according to the accusers, were seized from the inmate's cell. It seemed like a victory, but no, the court has forbidden their use. Thus, as one of the victim's lawyers reported, this helps to dismantle the entire case at its roots. The core issue is that, according to Diddy's defenders, the prosecutors violated the musical magnate's rights as outlined in the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments when they seized his records made for his lawyers, which have attorney-client privilege. Now, the judge has ruled that the prosecutors must destroy all 20 pages of the material that were subject to seizure. Additionally, the judge made it clear that they cannot be used as evidence in the future, including in bail hearings and the main court next year. The victim's lawyer noted that such errors could ruin the entire case against Kamsa, and emphasized the critical importance of these documents, which the prosecution can no longer use in court and must destroy. Meanwhile, some in the press have already begun to suspect Judge Arun Subramania of incomplete transparency and of overly protecting Kamsa's high-ranking friends to prevent their names from being disclosed in court. We certainly cannot confirm this right now, but the fact remains, super important evidence has been permanently excluded from Diddy's case and will be destroyed, which certainly makes one think. Meanwhile, Judge Subramania refused to release Diddy on a $50 million bail, despite his lawyers insisting for the 4th time. Kamsa's defense proposed replacing his prison cell with his private island or his luxurious Upper East Side home, suggesting that 24-hour surveillance be installed and that Kamsa be deprived of internet privileges, allowing him to communicate with his lawyers only by phone. The argument was that these conditions would supposedly be much stricter than actual prison confinement, but the judge succinctly stated that this would not work. Thus, Diddy remains in custody. However, prosecutors have scraped his old correspondences with one of Kamsa's potential victims, where the physical pressure exerted by the accused is clearly described in all the more sensitive details, indicating difficulties in escaping from prison. The waiting time for Kamsa's trial is becoming increasingly unrealistic. At the same time, something unclear is happening on the other side of the bars. For example, popular million-subscriber bloggers from YouTube and TikTok have begun to report strange and frightening visits from individuals claiming to be private detectives. For instance, TikToker Samson Krun recounted visits from people asserting they are private investigators who arrived directly at his home in LA, vaguely hinting that they are currently interested in people with many followers who are covering the topic of Diddy and his star friends. They were also highly interested in whether bloggers are being paid to influence their viewers' opinions about Diddy in a certain way, implying that if so, their clients might offer much more to have influencers push their viewpoint. The same is being reported by Amala Ekponobi, who has her own show and over 2 million YouTube subscribers. Like Mr. Krun, she filed a police report after being approached by alleged private detectives who began hinting that it's easier to cooperate with their employers than to independently take any action against Diddy and his connections with influential people. In short, everything now looks like the backstage of this entire story, where multiple powerful players are making significant efforts to cover up Diddy's case or at least distance themselves from him personally. These efforts are not trivial, and we will see where all of this leads. That's it for today. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to our channel where you'll find even more breaking news, and don't forget to like the video. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.